And joining me on the line to talk about her new song, it's great to welcome to Flow. We have got Krystal Cameron. G'day, Krystal. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing very, very well. Life in Melbourne is doing okay for you at the moment. No more lockdowns presently, fingers crossed?
Presently, fingers crossed, and hopefully no more in future.
How was it for you? How did you cope? Just on a personal note, how did you cope with it all? And we've got relatives in Melbourne and they've been doing okay, but what about for you? Have you had a good support network around you? Has music kept you company? What has helped you through it all?
I feel like a lot of my life actually really changed during it. I was a travel agent. I think the past tense is self-explanatory.
Yep.
Was not a great year to be a travel agent, but I feel like the virus kind of gave me new perspective in a way, because it gave me all this free time to really focus on what I actually wanted to do. And I've always wanted to release a song. I just never knew what was going to be the right time. And I was like, well, I literally have nothing else besides the virus standing in my way right now. I may as well go for it now. So I guess it was kind of like a blessing in disguise for me.
Well, out of, they say, silver linings and all that sort of thing. So brilliant.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in that.
Are you afraid to travel? I kind of think about some of the places in the world at the moment with the situation, and I feel a bit nervous about it. And that, what about from your perspective as a former travel agent? Let's say that former, traveling to you, is it something that you're happy to do, or are you apprehensive? What can you impart to us?
I would say I'm very much like a where there's a will, there's a way kind of person. Like, I love traveling. It was a big part of my life even before I was a travel agent. Last year, there was probably 2 weeks where Melbourne eased up and we could travel to Sydney recreationally, and I took a train for 12 hours all the way up there because flights were just so inconsistent. So I'm a very big believer in, if it's possible, make it happen somehow, obviously being safe. But in terms of internationally, I'm a bit skeptical, just because obviously our country has taken very big measures to take care of us, and some countries have not, and that definitely makes me a bit weary.
Well, it's funny. What you just said then is the thinking to most people that I've spoken to. So we're all on the same page, which is a really good thing. And I do love train travel, so I'm glad you did that, because I love train travel. I think it's fantastic. We don't do enough of it.
It was actually amazing. I feel like I saw so much of Australia that I've never seen before. I was hooked. I genuinely want to take another train somewhere else. I thought it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
It is wonderful. I have taken a few train journeys around the country, and you do get to see things in a whole different perspective and at a pace that you can enjoy as well. And that's, so it's good. So good on you for that. Did you get any songwriting inspiration while you were on the train?
I definitely always have a bunch of things I'm working on. My phone is one of those phones that's overflowed in the Notes app, full of random things I'm thinking of at all times. I think being on a train where my reception didn't work and I was just literally forced with my thoughts was definitely inspiring for sure. Although all my family think I should put out a song about being restricted, because every time I've tried to travel to record, we've gone back into lockdown. So it's definitely something I should consider writing about, but it's definitely nice to be alone with my thoughts.
Okay, just on that note, you've got no travel plans in the near future, have you? Just asking for a friend.
I'm hopefully flying to Newcastle next week if everything goes well. You never know. Victoria is very chop and change.
Well, fingers crossed. Well, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be okay. You'll be off to Newcastle. You'll be having a great time.
That's what I'm telling myself.
Exactly right. Krystal, you got a new song out. It is called Bad Taste. How much of this is autobiographical?
120%.
I thought so.
It's brutally very honest. I would say most boys I've shown it to have not looked at me the same way since.
I get that. Yep.
No, definitely autobiographical. Based on how many times I would talk to my friends about all my boy stories, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to write this into a song because it's driving me nuts. I'm just going to write it down because I'm sure I'm not the only one with this terrible taste.
No, there is some girls in the Flow studios. Let me just say that around here in the office, and they did do a lot. They did lots of nodding when I played them the song. So
yeah. I love that.
I didn't ask them any details. I was too scared to. But there was lots of nodding. The thing that got me is, how did you manage to keep it to, just over 3 minutes? Because I'm kind of thinking it could have been a lot longer.
I actually showed someone the original notes in my phone of how much I wrote before I made the final cut of what made it into the song. It looks like half of a novel. There was a lot of notes that I wrote down because I knew if I was going to write something so direct, I had to do it right.
Yep.
So there were some attributes I had to axe because they were maybe too personal about one particular person, and I can't go directly hurting feelings. I just hurt the entire gym at the same time.
Yeah, no, understand that. It's what you have to do. You got to do that. So what is your taste sort of now? Is it improved or is it still the same sort of thing?
Well, luckily, being in lockdown, I haven't really had an opportunity to really meet that many people, so I can't really make it better or worse, to be honest.
Yep.
I would say my taste it's hilarious because when I was writing the song, I was like, I don't have a type, a type, it's fine. And then I was writing all these things down, and I was like, oh my goodness, I have a type. It's all these boys with, like, arm muscles. That's the biggest red flag. And they don't give me their full attention, and it's so interesting.
Well, they need to give you their full attention. If they're not, just dump and move on. Go to the next guy.
I know, it's so bad. But I think I've definitely learned from putting out the song, not just my friends, but there have been a lot of girls reach out to me and they're like, oh my goodness, this is my life. This is me. I'm like, I'm so sorry, but at least now we have a song for it.
What did your parents think about it?
My mum thinks it's hilarious. Like, my mum loves the song. She's like, it's so catchy. She just thinks it's hilarious.
Well, I think, I understand that. I totally get that. Now, Krystal, we should note that you're very talented. You're a multi-instrumentalist. So how many instruments do you play?
5.
Okay. And what are they?
Well, loved it. It was one of those things where I learned how to play it. It was like the first time I learned how to read sheet music. Before that, I was kind of picking up instruments like the piano. My great-grandpa had an organ that he used to try and learn like nursery rhymes on by ear as a kid. There's a lot of home videos of that, which is really cool. But the first instrument I tried to learn with sheet music and everything was the clarinet, and I fell in love with it. Like, it's such a random instrument. Like, not many people play it anymore that I know, at least in my day-to-day life. But just something that I learned a lot from learning clarinet, and from there I felt it was so much easier to pick up so many other instruments and know how to read music and how to hear music. But then in my teenage years, clarinet wasn't cool anymore, so wanted to learn guitar and bass guitar. And then I also joined the band at school playing a whole variety of percussion, so not just like drum kits, but like timpanis and like a whole bunch of cool stuff. So, and then obviously singing, I guess, if that's an instrument. Yes,
it is. Well, your voice is an instrument. So when you go into the recording studio, do you think, well, I can play the piano, I can do all that, so you don't need session musos?
You know what's really funny? I don't need a session muso because Jake Davey is like a genius.
Yeah.
Like, I literally called him Jesus the first day that we met because watching him, I was in awe. Like, he's just so good at what he does. I literally watched him in awe. It was amazing.
And Jake, if you're listening, that's a royalty to me because I've been promoting you. So, he should remember that.
No, he's a solid dude. I call him Jesus every 3 times we text.
He's a very talented lad, and you're working with him and you'll learn a lot, and he's very, very good. So
he definitely is.
That he is. How was it busking in Melbourne? Did you learn a lot doing that?
Oh, definitely, and met a lot of interesting people as well. I started busking right out of high school with one of my best friends from high school, and we were playing like a whole bunch of songs. I just remember learning like the entire back catalogue of Maroon 5. And any songs that we thought would be popular that people would walk past and be like, oh, I know this song, I'll just watch. But obviously it was really good for performance anxiety. It was something that I never thought I would be doing. I hope that my busking ID photo never comes out because it's horrifically ugly. But it was definitely an experience. And I feel like it was really good just to learn a completely different style of performance because I think street performers are so unique. Yep. And there's so many different types, especially in Melbourne. I feel really lucky to live here because there's always music happening no matter where you're walking.
It is. I love the buskers. I always stop and watch them and that, and usually get dragged away from them by my partner. But
I know.
Because she's like, come on, let's go. And because I just find it really entertaining. And to me, it's I like it when the songs that you do, like you said, you did Maroon 5, and just to hear someone else do it in a different way, and sometimes it's just the echo of the street. It just makes the song so unique and sound so different.
It really does. It's really, really cool. I feel really lucky to live here.
So are you going to do any busking and play Bad Taste?
I haven't yet. You know, I haven't even had an opportunity to play it live because of our entire lockdown and everything. Like, I put it out and I had like a Zoom party with a bunch of people and I played it on Zoom. But I haven't been able to perform it anywhere, really. So hopefully soon.
Well, hopefully, yes, you will, because I know people are going to love it when they hear it, and you'll see lots of nodding in the crowd. Yeah,
I hope so. I'm excited.
Yes. And all the guys with the muscles, they'll be suddenly putting on big jackets to hide them, so we'll see that.
I know. I thought to myself, I was like, do I invite all of these men? And I'm like, do I want them all in the same room? Like, that could be very catastrophic.
Or therapeutic.
I know. I'm not sure. It could be therapeutic. It's kind of exciting. You know, live life on the edge. Maybe I should. Yeah,
I think you should. Let us know. We'll be there too. Well, Krystal, it has been fantastic chatting to you. Good luck with this single. It's your first one. Absolutely all the best in the world with it. Hopefully we'll be talking again soon with your next single and maybe an EP or an album later on down the track.
Thank you.
We've got the song all here ready to go for the Flow listeners. If you could please introduce it for us.
Of course. Hi, everyone. My name is Krystal Cameron, and this is my debut single, Bad Taste.
I like him tall, maybe too tall. Can't even look him in the eye when they're lying to me. And I like him kinda mean, not too keen. When they're too cute, it kinda turns me off. And I like to talk, but not too much. And not about such stupid stuff like why they can't text me back. But I guess I have to deal with that. 'Cause I've got bad taste in boys. I kinda treat them like they're toys. It's so bad and I can't admit it, but it doesn't mean that I wanna quit it. I've got bad taste in boys. I'm addicted to the joy of saying I don't have a type, 'cause I just can't pick Mr. Right when I've got bad taste. Maybe I should try to find a guy with big brains and not Jim Gaines, 'cause sometimes they're so thick. It's like I only like their confidence. And I know there's nice guys I'm ignoring, but when there's no games, then it's just boring. I guess I'll keep talking to the wall, 'cause these boys, they don't get me at all. I've got bad taste in boys. I kinda treat them like they're toys. It's so bad and I can't admit it, but it doesn't mean that I wanna quit it. I've got bad taste in boys. I'm addicted to the joy of saying I don't have a type, 'cause I just can't pick Mr. Right when I've got bad taste. I don't want no boy shooting an arrow through my chest, but I don't mind when they shoot me a message request. 'Cause I got bad taste in boys. I kinda treat them like they're toys. It's so bad and I can't admit it, but it doesn't mean that I want